Hello and welcome to what is part 2 of building the indoor spooky coaster. Now we're starting off the episode with just a little POV of the first little building area that we did in episode number 1, so if you haven't checked that out and you want to go see it, there will be a link down below for part 1, but right now we're just adjusting a few bits of the building that clipped. We'll be doing quite a bit of that in this episode, just trying to get the pretty much the basic shape done of this first area and some more detailing. But yeah, we had to get a few little bits and pieces done because the roof was a bit low. There was a few walls that clipped when you were going into the coaster entrance there, and then also the roof in sort of the dungeon area. So we just had to adjust a few of those things we'll get it right. So yeah, we did a few of them, and then now we're also just adding a little bit more detail to the actual walls. I did want to keep the structural legs of the station in here. I think it just looks really cool on the side of the wall. Just adds a little bit more texture as well, adds a little bit more just natural looking strength to the building. So yeah, we kept them in, and then I also had an idea of adding maybe sort of like a barn style building that I started, but then I was like, nah, didn't like the vibe of it. So we ended up doing a glass piece that goes across here, so you can sort of see into the building when you're like at the station, when you're lining up. There'll also be a building around the actual station and queue that'll be like connected to this building, so it won't all be out in the open, obviously. So yeah, while you're queuing up, you're able to see somewhat into the ride, not all of it because there'll obviously be walls and everything up and it'll be dark, so you won't really be able to see too much, but I think it'll just add a little bit of a cool kind of structure to the side of the building. Yeah, as you can see, we're doing a little bit of a barn style here. Doesn't look that good and doesn't really fit the vibe, so we completely get rid of it and add a glass piece here that goes all the way along, and then yeah, we finish off the roofing section and board it all up, and yeah, it looks good. I think I'm definitely going to stick with the dark grey and light grey sort of vibe. It's definitely sort of the way we're going here, so I reckon we'll definitely keep using the plasterboards and maybe like the old sort of cobblestone look just to add to the walls and everything, because I think it just looks really nice and also makes it look a lot more modern. I think, in my personal opinion anyway, I think it looks quite nice with all of them together. Now there was a bit of a cut there because we did go stream over on Twitch, so please go check that out. We spent a long time doing all of this, so there you go, here's a little bit of a sneak peek. But yeah, we spent like an hour and a half over there chatting, having some beveraginos and doing some detailing. So yeah, if you do want to go see the real-time nitty-gritty sort of things and want to have an input, go check me out. The link will be down below as per usual. So yeah, there is a bit of a change, but don't worry, we're still going to be doing a lot of stuff in this series that isn't on Twitch, so you're not missing out if you're like not subscribed there or whatnot. If you just want to see the videos here, more than welcome. So yeah, we did sort of finish. There is a few little things that I want to go back and do in my own time in the first little section of building there, but I think for the most part of it, it's pretty much done, which is very exciting. We've finished the first section of the ride, so yeah, we're sort of working on the chain lift and some other aspects of the ride now. Wasn't really too sure because obviously the chain lift is very tall. What are your thoughts on keeping it in the building, like doing a building structure around it, or leaving it a bit open? I'm not really too sure, so if you guys have any suggestions on that, please let me know down below. Yeah, I'm not sure if we should make the building taller just for that section or not. So yeah, let me know if you have any suggestions. Now we're working on sort of just what we do is just sort of build some building blocks, I guess you could call them, and go from there. So we do sort of like the framing of it, and then yeah, go from there. So we have basically some walls, some flooring, and then build buildings and structures from there. And I also definitely wanted, because I have said it before, I have the adventure pack, I definitely wanted to utilize some of their things. So yeah, we have two like sort of spinning, I guess you could say wood, I don't even know what you could say, just spinning logs, I guess you could say, in a little divot area down there. Then we also add some two swinging knives, sort of like a Indiana Jones kind of vibe. That's where I'm getting it from, sort of the adventure side of it, and which it also, obviously it's going to be dark, you can't really see it too well. We might add some sound effects, like some wind and swooshing sound effects to make it feel really organic with the swinging past your face real quick. So yeah, we might be adding a few of those sorts of things, so it'll be very hit and miss with being able to try and see it, because it's obviously it's going fast, but it's also not, and it'll be in the dark, so we'll see. We'll come to that bridge when we cross it. Just doing some tinkering here with the actual ride and trying to get it all, nice and smooth. I added a lot more aggressive banking to pretty much most of the corners to make it feel like you're gonna fall out. Really, that's pretty much what we wanted to go for, and we sort of did this little inverted corkscrew, I guess you could say. So I was pretty happy with that. So we had to make sure it was all nice and smooth before getting back along to the actual building. So there is quite a bit of POV in this, so if you're motion sickness, well, too bad, it was already over. But yeah, I wanted to make them quite vicious and aggressive banking, just because I think that'll make this ride really nice, because that's the whole point of this ride. Sort of break your neck, sort of spinning. Are you going to fall out? Are you going to survive? So yeah, I think that's what we went with. Now, yeah, you see me here adding some spinning blades. We end up, I think maybe off camera, but we end up changing the placement to them, because you can't really see them too much, because right here you're just dropping straight from the main drop, and you're pretty much straight down, so you can't really see it too much. But in the meantime, we're just working out the placement for all of the walls, and I wanted pretty much most of the ride to be contained, so we're adding this little nook area where the ride banks, so it's all in covered. It does look really cool. There are obviously supports poking out of the sides, but we won't really matter about that, and I think it looks really neat. I wanted to maybe try and do like another wall there, but didn't really turn out the way I wanted it, so we just left it like this. It does look really cool when you're actually on the ride in the corner, because it completely feels like you are laying down, like it's, and with like the cutout of the wall, it really feels like you're laying down on a bend, which is pretty exciting. We had to get the right placement for the actual blades to go in, because I wanted them nice and close to the wall, but didn't want them clipping in, so we had to adjust that, and also adjust for the chain lift. So you can see what I mean there about not knowing if I want to build up the sides of the chain lift with the building and the roof. So for now, we've just left it open, but that's okay. We can always add more to it. So yeah, as you can see here, you can't really see the blades too well, so we'll have to go and change that in another episode. But for now, that has been episode 2. We have done quite a bit. We did the roofing, we did most of the walls, we pretty much finished the first section of the coaster. So yeah, hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you in the next episode. See ya.